What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Five Marks Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, as always, the host with the most, the better than Karma, the better than Rob, the better than Emmett, the better than Will, the better than Coney, the better than Jamie, the better than Mark, Mr. Martin115, joined as always by my lovely dance partner.
Hello, everybody. I am Karma. Welcome back for another week.
And this week, we are joined once again. Actually, I'm not giving him an intro. I'm upset with him after something that was said on a different podcast this week. Carmel, you can introduce him.
It is everybody's favorite. He is the golden one. He is the TheFiveMarks tribal chief.
What?
It is the man himself, Mr. Rob Gould.
What can I say? What can I say?
Except you're welcome. Oh, fucking hell.
Thank you very much for having me on once again. I appreciate that.
And that's been the podcast. Thank you all for watching the Five Marks episode number 100 and whatever it is. I said this to the lads in the group chat. So I sent a little parcel over to the Wrestling Fans Wrestling Show last week, and they got it this week. I had an autograph of One Man Gang, who I just didn't care for. It wasn't on my time of wrestling. And when we got the shout, I was like, "Oh yeah, Joe, check out the Five Marks podcast." We controversy, and we love the Golden One, Mr. Rob Gould. I thought we're really going down the shits if we get acknowledged because of Rob Gould.
That's how you know we're really in.
So
that's how you know we're going well.
What a dark time. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the episode of the Five Marks. Hope you are all doing well. There's a fucking random cat just staring at me. This week on the podcast, it's been very, very serious this week in the world of Irish wrestling. Obviously, as everybody knows, this weekend we're on the road. I think as of today, that's going live. We're here for Sanity. But we are on the road to Scrappermania, and things have heated up massively regarding not only the OTT World Championship, not only Sammy D, not only Barry, but the whole event has been turned upside down because Barry's putting a shot on the line, which we'll get into. And obviously we know what happened before it was SmackDown, I believe. Sam and Charlie kicking Barry out of the draw, which, oh my God, that was long overdue. But we have so much to talk about because today, Carmel, we are talking about the downfall of Be Cool.
I think it's more so the rise of Be Cool rather than the downfall of Be
Cool.
I think at this age we're nearly talking more about the downfall of the draw than the downfall of Be Cool. But we don't know yet. The actual answer, like the title of this episode, will nearly have to be answered after Scrappermania or edited after Scrappermania, because until that happens, we don't know which way this is going to go.
Pretty much tonight on the podcast, we're going to talk about the whole story of Sam and Be Cool from early days to how we got here today. So it's got a complete rundown between Sam and Barry, the history, the emotion, the retirement, the return, absolutely everything. But before we get there, there's something else involving Sammy D that we also have to talk about. He's got a match.
Sammy D.
Is it against? Oh, no, it's not against Francis Mercer.
No, it's not. Is it? Japan springs to my mind for some reason. Why does Japan spring to my mind?
I mean, it's about time he went to Japan, but I don't think it's just yet. Was he going over to the UK?
No, what was it? Was it? What day is today? The 11th of July that we're recording.
Hey, what's that?
Oh, do you know what it was, Rob?
If I'm not, I could have swore his name began. Oh, wasn't Dean?
Oh, it was
No.
AJ. AJ.
AJ
No,
Styles and Marufuji. That's it.
that was the thing. Carmel, what's happening on September 1st?
September 1st, Hard Knocks, Undeniable, Dorlan's Warehouse, Limerick City. We have the returning LJ Cleary against the world champ, Sammy D, going one-on-one to finally crown the Hard Knocks undisputed world champion. Finally and forever, it is happening. One Hard Knocks world champion. We will have it. We will have it confirmed. September 1st, as we said, Donald's Warehouse, Limerick City. And if you want to win 2 tickets for that, we do have a post up on
Win?
Instagram. Post up on Instagram of Martin giving you all the details on how you can enter. All you have to do is basically find that post. Underneath the comments, give us your favorite Hard Knocks moment. And because most people haven't been able to comment or put a picture underneath of them being subscribed to the Five Marks YouTube, if you send us a DM with the picture of the five of you being subscribed to the Five Marks YouTube, you will then enter the competition. Competition closes soon though, August 1st. So be sure to get in with your chance to win those tickets.
As Carmel said, all you gotta do, find the post on Instagram of me announcing the giveaway. Let us know your favorite Hard Knocks moment. Let us know how many tickets you want. Make sure you're following the Five Marks YouTube. If you can't post a picture in the comments, send us a DM on the Instagram and you're automatically entered to the competition. Hard Knocks, Undeniable, September 1st. It's going to be an absolute belter of a fucking show. And we must acknowledge this one as well. This time next week, next Saturday, RCW returns with -1 from the PAV in Cork City. Massive main event lined up with, what do you want to say, RCW champion or half the RCW champion? Owen Richards defending against Big Damo. It's going to be a big, big challenge for Owen Richards as the RCW champion. Not only that, Andy Steele, CBL, a rematch of a match that got stopped from the last show. If you haven't got your tickets, get down to RCW, get down to the PAV. Going to be an absolute banger of a show as well.
As well as that, if you are listening to this as this episode comes out, or even the following day, what are you doing? You should be at OTT Sanity. The first appearance of Sanity, I believe, as the trio in Ireland. We've got Big Damo, Alex Tishner, and of course Eric Young. Go and check that out. And if that wasn't all, as we're going to be talking about here today, a little bit, August 10th, we have Scrapper Mania in the National Stadium in Dublin. August 9th over Wolverhampton, and I believe August 11th in Belfast. Rob Gould can tell us more about that.
Yes, so Belfast is a return. It's always the night after Mania at Belfast, and they always put out a really, really good show. So, folks, if you haven't got your tickets for any of the Scrapper Mania shows, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
And finally, but not least, we have to mention it on July 26th. We have Fight Factory Pro Wrestling, where we return for the Fresh Life Summer Party.
The Fresh Life explode.
Team LJ against Team Fabio, with the world title on the line again on that night against CBL World Champion against Omari in a Hershey Kisses and cereal match, I believe is what it's called.
Not only that, but I hear Carmel might be a surprise teammate on Team LJ.
You never know. You never know. Depends who offers me more money, but you never know.
And you never know until you get down, and if you don't get your tickets, you'll never find out.
Exactly, Rob. Well said.
And as well, the mystery opponent for Renzo Rose in the Ad Deco match.
We also have someone yet to be added to Team LJ.
Mm-hmm.
Do we?
And I think there's someone left to be added to Team Fabio.
Well, there's still lots of places. I mean, we've got someone to add to Team LG for Ravy David to take on the Gangland. You know, we spoke to Mr. Gangland himself last week, Jay Steins. Anything could happen on this night. So get your asses down. Lots and lots of stuff going on in Ireland. A lot of wrestling talk. Just, how do we fucking watch all this? Like, it's going to be fucking crazy over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. It's
It's
been an
so
expensive couple of weeks.
like it's so crazy and it's so good as well. There's so much wrestling in Ireland today. We are spoiled for choice. We are spoiled for choice.
Very.
I had this chat with one of my mates there a couple of weeks ago. This is actually longer. This is probably about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, about how there wasn't like enough wrestling going on. And we were chatting there a couple of days ago, and we were like, right, there's too much wrestling nearly going on at this stage. It's so hard to try and get to every show, but it's really, really good. It's really, really exciting time. Like,
Well,
And I think that's always the thing as well too. You know, you're going to have shows where they're going to be on same days, and you're having to pick which one you want to go to, and that's going to be, you know, sometimes you just wish you could go to both. One would be on in the evening or something like that, just so you could get to both shows that day. But sometimes timing is everything.
absolutely.
it's like having to pick what do I listen to this week? Really controversies of TheFiveMarks. You obviously go for the better show in TheFiveMarks, but it's just spoiled for fucking choice. Isn't that right, Carmel?
You are 100% right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I knew it.
Spoiled for choice. You know, you always pick the best one. You know, the weekly controversy is always the best one. You know, that's why they have the only mark on the Five Marks Network. Mark Goldberg. He represents the best controversial podcast that you will hear this side of the Atlantic.
I agree with you in that Mark Wahlberg is the best person on that podcast, but to say it's a better podcast, it's just plain wrong.
We'll start our own fucking war. The TheFiveMarks explode. But listen, I think that's enough Irish wrestling talk. Unless anyone else has remembered any shows or anything like that we're
Yeah,
supposed to.
that's enough Irish wrestling talk. Let's more talk about Irish wrestling.
So Carmel is leaving the TheFiveMarks effective immediately.
Thank fuck.
But we are going to get into it, talking about the rivalry of Sam and Barry from beginning to end, from retirements to returns. It has been an absolutely crazy near 2 years. No, it's over 2 years now of where this story has gone. Now, I'm not too familiar. I'm catching up with all the before stuff, but I know one person who is somewhat familiar with Sam, Barry, and all the stuff that happened before. Carmel, can you tell us a little bit about the start of Sam and Barry?
I can and like my knowledge mightn't be, I suppose, the best. I suppose especially if you're like Sam or Barry, or if you're someone who lived through that entire time period, or were at the shows through that entire time period. But this is kind of more so from early when we've had chats with Sam. We've had Justy on the show, who's almost a part of that kind of whole story.
Yeah.
And I do a bit of research here and there in my free time. But like these two boys started training together in Fight Factory when they first started training. That's that like the two of them started together. Now I'm not sure if they both started at the same time, whether one of them started before the other one. I'm not 100% sure. But they started training at the same time in Fight Factory. And they used to battle it out there for the Irish Junior Heavyweight Championship. We know that Sammy D held it. I'm not 100% sure if Be Cool held it. I don't think he did. So their history there for the last 10 years, which the two boys have been wrestling for, if not even a little bit longer. And then that kind of brings us up to OTT. The start of OTT, we saw the introduction of the Gymnasties. Gymnasties obviously containing Sammy D, Be Cool, and Justy. Sorry, my nose is running out.
Yeah,
good. Which, like back in those OTT days where you had the Tivoli, the Gymnasties were like loved by everybody, and especially coming up to when they won their first tag team titles, which they beat the Kings of the North for as well, which is actually a running team in terms of Barry and Sam, if you kind of link it in together. And they got one of the biggest pops in OTT nearly history, especially in the Tivoli. And we've heard Justy say that, we've heard Sam say that. It was huge. That brought us all the way up till I think it was about 2017, 2018, give it around there, when Justy ended up leaving the group and Sam followed Justy. So we ended up having a pure split from the gymnastics. We had Barry and then we had Sam and Justy. Barry ended up joining the Cruisers. Sammy kind of went off slightly and did his own thing, and you had Justy doing his own thing. Kind of coming up to COVID, we ended up going through COVID, and when we came back, the very first match that was ever to take place happened in Belfast. I believe Robbie might be able to confirm or deny that. Which actually ended up being kind of a bit of a tag team tournament. I know Paddy Morrow and Session, I think, tagged in it, and it might have been the Kings of the North. But in the very first match, or the first two people tagging together, were actually Sammy D and Barry, reuniting of the gymnastics. And in that match, Sam turned on Barry. Again, as always, Sam turned on Barry. That would have brought it up too close to where we're talking about now. I suppose if you want to talk about it, because he's very much involved in that story as well at the moment, Barry would have found Jay.
Yeah.
I say found, he wouldn't have found, but he would have found Jay. And he would have brought Jay with him, and they would have become a tag team. And they would have become tag team champions. And they would have been one of the best tag teams, I think, in OTT I've ever seen, especially together, which would have brought you up to about where we're going to kind of take it off from, which would have been about Poetry Slam.
So, and just as we know, Sam went off on his own little singles run to eventually, on the road to Scrapper, we had what was the beginning of the draw with Charlie Sterling not turning on Damo, attacking Damo with Sam. We then had we kind of skip on a bit, go into the Belfast show. It was Beast Mode. And that was when Mr. Adam Axted had joined the ranks of Sam and Charlie. At this time, or at least going in, a couple months later, we're kind of brought back to Sam and Barry and the rivalry going on there. And on one night, on June 22nd, 2022, the best thing in pro wrestling to ever happen, and this is all Carmo's words now, not mine.
It is completely not.
Sam versus Be Cool. Sammy D, Be Cool. I believe the NLW title was on the line at the time.
Yes.
With the stipulation, if Barry loses, Barry must retire or quit or leave OTT, whichever way it was worded. And in one of my favorite scenes in OTT, with Joe raising the hand screaming Barry, and that hand hitting the mat, the gasp in the complex was just second to none.
There's other things to remember about that as well, though, is like I can't fully remember if Barry had earned that opportunity or whether he would look for it. But in that conversation with Sam before the show, I think it might have been the show before that, he said that he wanted the NLW title shot, but if he loses, he will retire. So it was Be Cool that had that stipulation into that match, knowing the odds and knowing the circumstances that could come out of it. As you said, that moment when Sammy had him in, I think it's called the Dragon's Leaper, and Joe's there holding up the hand and it drops. And you can even see in Joe's face when he sits back against the ropes, head in hands. You know how much of a moment it is that they've actually lost Be Cool now.
As we know from talking with Jay, an absolute heartbreaker before going out and fighting for the GN title. Like, this was the main event. This was...
Which he won.
Yeah. Having to kind of compose himself and be like, all right, I got a fucking championship match against Session Martina, which he won, and kind of not honoring Barry, but kind of going out on a big win for himself. And what was their tag name again?
For Barry and Jay?
Yeah, was it just was no tag name.
Be
was
Cool
there?
and Jay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair enough. Um, but obviously, being someone that was tag partners with Barry, tag champions with Barry, Jay wasn't going to let this one slide at all. And we go into Fight 'Em All, which was actually when I started. The first time I heard of OTT was Poetry Slam. The first show I ever watched was Gonna Fight 'Em All. I literally went out of my way and bought OTT on demand after we saw the school show. And
You're welcome.
it was all Carnival. Just the one thing that we can actually confirm, that I can't confirm the whole podcast who found it, but I can confirm that Carnival's the reason. We got into Irish wrestling. Fight 'Em All, Jay versus Sam, winner takes all, GN title, NLW title. Still one of my favorite matches I've ever watched in OTT. With the beginning of the match, Jay taking out the draw, taking out Charlie Sterling, Adam Max did, with a chair backstage, jumping out, exploding out of the curtain, and going after Sam. This match could have gone any way possible. There's moments that I thought Jay fucking won, but there's no beating a hungry snake.
Not at the time.
No.
Not at the time.
D.
And like Sam had the world title on his mind at that stage, but it was still about getting the belts. Like he was I think he was the longest reigning NLW champion at the time, or he was on his way to becoming one of the longest NLW champions. And the GN title, which I don't think he'd ever won before, which would have brought him up to another title, which would have, as we saw, lead up to kind of the world title as well. It was a pivotal moment in, I suppose, that nearly journey to where we are now.
Yeah, like Jay was fighting for Barry's honor, where Sam was fighting for Sam. He didn't give a fuck what he did to Barry. He didn't care. It was a badge of honor for Sam. I got rid of Be Cool, and then he went on to take the GN title, become 2 champ Sam, and pretty much shut Jay down, which you would think would break any man. But our next show, like the next timeline, the story really just completely changed that. If you want to take it from there, Karen, want to talk about that?
Absolutely, that kind of brings us into, I believe it was the 8th-year anniversary. Where we had Joker Bray go up against Sammy D, and we were kind of chatting about this particular moment before we started recording, and we were kind of debating whether Joker Bray was kind of fighting for Barry or not, and you could definitely make the argument that he was. But I think, like, at this stage, the draw had started to run a bit wild over kind of OTT. I think I can't remember if Charlie and Max were tag champs or not, or they were on their way to be.
On the way.
Like Sam was double champ in NLW and GN. He was fighting to try and get that. Huh?
I think they were tag champs. Sorry.
I can't remember for certain. I remember like Sam was trying to fight to get that world championship opportunity, which kind of came in the couple of months later. But like these two boys went on an absolute warpath, and I believe the draw even got involved at one stage, and they got cleared out, and then that led us up to the end of the match, where we ended up seeing a Jay, who was involved in a 6-man tag at the start of the show, where he ended up teaming with Charlie Sterling and Adam Maxted against Damo, Warhorse, and I can't remember the other person. Was it Man Like Therese? Yeah. Where that team ended up winning, and then they went on to have a triple threat, which gave them a championship opportunity at any stage, at any time, any player they wanted, which Jay ended up beating the two boys for. Coming out to the end of that Sam and Joker Bray match, we saw Jay come out, and we were like, right, he's here to help Joe. That was everyone's thought in the building. He was here to help Joe. And next thing you know, he hits Joe with the briefcase and he joins the draw. Jay turns heel.
Now, you were sitting second row.
Yeah.
Tell the people your reaction.
I I was fuming, to be fair, but like it's a weird scenario as well because from the day I got into Irish wrestling, which was more so OTT, the very first OTT show I ever went to was Scrapper Mania that year, whatever that year of the 8 year anniversary. And the very first Sammy D match that I ever saw was Sammy D against Rob Van Dam, which Sam won. No, it wasn't against Rob Van Dam. It was against Scotty Duati. Sorry, which Sam won. And ever since then, I've been a huge Sammy D fan, huge, and liked what he did with the draw and everything leading up to it. On the other hand, I was also a big Barry fan and a big Jay fan. So to see where I was fuming that Jay could like turn and join the draw, in the other part of me, it was kind of like, this is actually really, really cool. I can't wait to see what Jay does in the draw. But I remember at the time being absolutely fuming. I couldn't believe it.
And that would bring us to a fully complete the house, the money, the draw. For those listening on Spotify, I'm currently pulling up my the draw armband with Sammy D, Adam Maxted, Charlie Sterling, and Danny Cross. An unbelievable sight that we never thought we would see. Obviously, the whole stuff with Jay happened the night afterwards. But then another hero of Carmos decided he wanted a fight.
Yeah, that brings us to a Christmas party in Dublin, where LJ Cleary got a shot at the GN title, where he went up against Sammy D, and it was announced that they'd have a special guest referee for that match. And this was announced a couple of weeks before the show, and I think everybody kind of had that feeling, right? It's gonna be cool. It's going to be Barry. But it's one of those things in wrestling, even in Irish wrestling, even though you think you know, you don't know. Do you know that kind of way?
Yeah.
Unless Barry stands in that ring wearing a referee shirt and rings that bell, it's never going to happen. And lo and behold, we had Session What Martina come out, holding the ref shirt, I believe. Then we had Joker Bray come out, got past the ref shirt, and then finally the big return of Be Cool coming out as the referee. As we go into that match, it was a great match. You could tell it was maybe one-sided on a referee standpoint. But LJ ended up beating Sam to become the GN champion. Something we could see at Hard Knocks again for the undisputed Hard Knocks World Championship.
September 1st.
September 1st. LJ ended up beating Sam and becoming the GN title, which then saw Mr. Danny Cross himself, no longer Jay, Danny Cross, come out with the briefcase to cash in his contract for a title match at any time to beat LJ for the GN championship. We saw a bit of a scuffle kind of between Barry and LJ, which really kind of confirmed Barry and Jay, which really kind of confirmed the Jay heel turn, because even Barry was kind of like, what are you doing? So we're friends, like we get on. And Jay's just a different animal at that stage, just a different beast, completely different, completely changed. So now we have the draw as Sammy D as the NLW champion, Charlie and Max as the tag champions, and now we have Danny Cross as the GN champion. So we have the four members of the draw dripping in gold. Barry is gone again. And LJ's kind of gone off and doing his own thing again. But we have those four members of the draw dripping in gold as we head into the, I suppose, run-in for Scrapper Mania.
In that time, obviously, no Barry. You know, we're going to kind of go through what happens next. Sam goes on. Each member of the draw has a shot at the OTT World title, with Adam, Jay, and Charlie all failing in their attempts. But we know Sam wanted that damn title. So Sam gets his shot. Scrappermania. Sammy D wins this match. He is the OTT World Champion. Not only that, but it would be the first ever OTT Grand Slam Champion, as Angle once said. Unbelievable match. A scrapper. Sammy D coming out on top, taking the OTT World Championship. But in that run, Sam seemed to take kind of a better side. You know, he was more, instead of fighting for the draw, fighting for the money, fighting for the title, he started fighting for Ireland. So when Sam became the champion, you kind of saw this kind of turn into good Sam. You know, he was fighting for the people now, the people of Ireland, trying to save OTT. You know, we had the race to the top tournament to get a shot at Sam. You know, O'Mari had ended up winning that to get the rematch. The rematch was set, I believe, for the draw show. But one show in particular.
I want to kind of take you back just before we kind of get into that.
Yeah.
And this is kind of slightly going back to Scrappermania. Because, as you said, Sam essentially turned face. He was no longer a heel. He was no longer the bad guy. He had just won the World Championship. As you said, he was fighting for Ireland. That's what he was all about. He was all about Irish wrestling. He essentially turned face, while the rest of the draw remained heel. And the other thing about this is Jay had kept his GM title, whereas Adam Maxted and Charlie Sterling had lost the tag team champions going into Belfast, and essentially both disappeared for a couple of months, which was kind of, I don't want to say where cracks kind of appeared in the draw, but we saw a little bit of a little bit of a descent in the draw, I would say.
I beg to differ, because I feel like the descent is actually coming up. Because
I'll let you get into it. So we're at the tag tournament.
The tag tournament. Obviously, we know the draw one of the tag team titles back. Adam was off doing his own thing, and Charlie was currently booked in the UK. So Sam and Jay took it upon themselves that we're going to enter the tag tournament. Got the world champion and the GM champion flying through the first round. I think they fought CPF. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah.
Fly through the first round, get into the semi-final match, and Sam gets an injury. What do? The draw are still in the tournament. They won the semi-final match. They got the finals the very next night against O'Mari and the returning Scotty Davis, big money. Well, Sam's got to call somebody. So I'm sure he called Adam. Adam was busy. I'm sure he called Charlie, and Charlie was booked. I'm sure he called your man down the road, but he was off, you know, getting a takeaway that night and sitting down, chilling out. So you got to get to your last resort at some point. And I kind of want the person who became a meme in the Irish wrestling community because of his reaction to tell us what happened next.
Did that become me?
A bit of a meme. That's how people kind of started to know you. Oh, you're the guy.
That's true, actually. Yeah, that is how people started to get to know me. When this exact moment happened, and I remember exactly what Sam said. To Jay at the time, he said that he made a call. So not only the best tag team partner that he's ever had, but to the best tag team partner that Jay's ever had, and that's Be Cool. Return. Again, if you haven't seen the video of me roaring and shouting as Barry Meddy's return, you'll find it there somewhere.
It's on our Instagram.
It's worldwide, trending.
So now we have Barry back, we have Biko and Jay back, and they're going to head into the finals of the tag team tournament, which I believe was the next night in Belfast. Rob might be able to confirm. Which then brought us into the match of Biko and Jay against Kings of the North for the tag team titles, which Kings of the North had already beaten the draw for. Jay obviously wasn't too happy that Barry was back. So there was a bit of a descent, I suppose, in between those. But who won those tag team titles?
Jay.
Barry.
Jay
Barry.
won the tag team titles.
Barry won the tag team titles.
So we got the tag titles back in the draw thanks to Jay. You get to a whole
Thanks to Barry.
A whole show named after the draw, where we kind of had the return of Charlie Sterling, and even Charlie a little surprised that Barry's back and not in the draw, but hanging around saying he's in the draw. It seemed like there was a bit of frustration beginning there as Sam versus, we already mentioned, Omari, the rematch. Charlie looking to give the belt to Sam. As mentioned already, Sam he's face now. He's not going to take a shooter's way out. So Sam says, "Fuck this." Barry comes out, gives Sam a little bit of an assist. Sam retains the title. Charlie's not happy because why would you take his assist and not my assist? That brings us to the whole war of Charlie versus Sam that went into Scrapper. Not Scrapper 90th anniversary, which I still stand by. It should have happened in the stadium. It just should have. I felt like the match was going to be bigger there. Get through Charlie and Sam. It seems like all's good with the draw. All's good in the hood. Everyone's doing fine. 90th anniversary. We all kind of have our belts still, except for Jay might have lost his because Barry. Which actually, let's talk about that. You want to talk about how great Be Cool is? Let's talk about the GN title, the greatest GN title run of all time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Carrying that belt for Be Cool to be a stupid little fucking prick and lose the whole thing.
Yeah, he made a smart move. Would you rather lose the GN title or would you rather lose the tag team championships?
They wouldn't have lost fucking either if he just kept his fucking mouth shut.
Yeah, they would have. They would have lost the tag team championships because evidently they lost the match.
Because of Barry fucking hanging on the ropes, shaking and fucking... To this day, Barry went to business for himself and cost the draw title.
I don't agree. I do agree that they lost the title, but I think if it wasn't for Barry, they would have lost the tag team titles, not the GN title, not the women's title that Jay was holding at the time. Barry's words, not mine. Barry's words, not. I'm not trying to get in trouble here.
Barry cost the draw the GN title anyways. We kind of move on a bit to the Christmas party. Sam obviously trying to fight Trent so many times. Trent pulling out of the show, left, right, and fucking center. Who does Sam fight again? Santos had a banger of a match with Santos. Again, nothing really happening in the kind of build up of the draw. And then we get to one of the best nights in OTT history, in my opinion, the Loco Rumble, which was spoiled. We had Sam defend the title against Flash Morgan Webster, retained. The tag team title match that once again Barry lost the tag team titles.
I would make an argument here. Okay. I would make an argument here. And this is, I don't know why Rob's putting his hand there, he's facing his hand. This is kind of on both Be Cool and Jay. I don't think they necessarily cost themselves or lost the tag team titles. I think they just went up against a better team. There was still a bit of a descent between Jay and Barry, more on Jay's side towards Barry. Still a bit of a descent. They went up against the Social Elite, who are probably one of the best tag teams in the country right now, and they lost the tag team titles. Fair and square, they lost the tag team titles to a better team.
And my argument to that is Jay, as he always is, 110% locked in on that night. Barry, again, having fun at games, look at me, I'm Be Cool. Oh, in the Royal Rumble later on, I want you lads all to kind of just lift me up and keep me inside the ring. He wasn't focused on that match. He didn't give a fuck about the tag team titles or the draw. And just
That
like
is
the
the
GN
worst
title,
B Cool impression I've ever
just
heard.
like the GN title, fucked it up for the draw.
They lost to a better team.
100% a better team. Social Elite all day, every day. Barry fucked it up for the boys.
Be Cool, exactly. Be Cool fucked it up for the draw. They had everything going for them until he decided he wanted a piece of the action. He wanted a piece of the draw. He wanted to be in the draw so much that he lost the Tag Team Championships and the GN Championship.
Do you know what? Do you know what? If you actually want to be serious about this, and I'm going to make this point now, and I should have made it earlier. Big Hood is the reason that the draw won back those tag team titles. The people who fucked up and dropped those tag team titles are Adam Axton and Charlie Sterling. If they hadn't dropped them to the Kings of the North in the show after Scrapmania, where would we be? Where would we be? They could have been the longest reigning tag team champions in OTT if they still had them to this day. But instead, Adam had to go off to some resort in Spain, and Charlie was wrestling over in the UK. Those are the two boys who let down the draw. Not Barry, not even Jay. Yeah, Barry might have been led to a stipulation where he might have cost him a GN title. Yeah, he might have been a goofing around where he lost to a better team in the Social Elite to lose those tag team titles. But the two boys who actually let down the draw are Charlie Sterling and Adam Axton. I said it. There I said it.
Will, if you just want to edit out the last 2 minutes, that'd be great. Anyways, oh wow, it's crazy jump there. And so yeah, Barry's a piece of shit trying to get into the draw. And then we get to the worst moment in OTT history.
Yeah, tell us. Yeah, go on, two of you, tell us. Go on, such Barry haters. Let me put my feet up here and sit back. Go on, tell us what happened in the local rumble. Go on, tell us.
Again, Barry went into business for himself. He eliminated his fucking tag partner. He eliminated
After
Jay.
who tried to eliminate Barry?
When did he try to eliminate Barry?
Exactly the moment that Barry eliminated him.
No, Barry
eliminated one of
Barry's
old best friend in Justy, and then tried to eliminate Barry, and Barry turned the table on him and eliminated him.
What I saw was Jay trying to tell a man to fucking stay serious and cop the hell on. There's no fucking bringing back old friendships. Barry didn't listen, so Jay went to teach him a lesson. And Barry went into business for himself again.
I don't know what you were watching because we were watching the same. Why the fuck is Nibbit there? He'd have my corner. But I don't know what the fuck you were watching because we were watching the exact same rumble. We were set a chair apart. We were sitting exactly beside each other. Rob was beside you. Emmett was beside me. We were watching the exact same rumble. Jay tried to throw out Barry Cool or B Cool, and B Cool turned it on Jay and threw him out. That's exactly what happened.
He did say it. Be Cool turned on Jay. He did indeed. He threw that poor man so far. We haven't seen him since.
I should have stayed in bed.
Go on, Carol. What happened next then? Go on. Look, you're Mr. Positive here. Go on.
Barry won the local rumble. Earned himself a shot at Scrapmania for the World Championship. That's exactly what happened.
Okay. What happened after that?
It's a good question.
Going into Gaff Party. Red Cow.
Yeah, we brought in the triple threat for the world title.
And this is where I put my hands up. Okay? It was a bad night for the draw. One, you had Be Cool running around the fucking Red Cow being chased by Damo because he wouldn't fight him in the fucking ring. Obviously, that had to have some impact with fucking Sam and Jay. Obviously, Jay was supposed to fight. I believe he was supposed to fight Sam that night. Right, the fucking Wolverhampton match gets cancelled. Rob Gould's still over there. Fucking Trent Seven's introduced. You gotta worry about Barry running around the place, going through merch tables, getting the ass kicked out of him. And the draw just... Yeah, it wasn't a great night for the draw.
Yeah, who cost Sammy to lose that title that night? Who?
Barry, clearly running around, distracting. Like, Sam's gonna focus on the match. He's gonna worry about how fucking Barry's doing.
Tell the truth. Adam Axted was worrying about what Barry was doing. Tell the truth. Who cost Sammy D that title match by taking unnecessary moves off the top rope, involving tables, to the outside of the ring? Who lost Sam that title match?
This is the truth. This is the truth. The golden truth. The reason why Sammy D or the Draw don't have the OTT Championship, there's only one man's fault. And I'm going to admit, this is not Be Cool's fault. It is Jay's fault. Had Jay not have stuck his nose in Sammy D's business with Trent Seven, Sammy D would have still been your OTT World Heavyweight Champion.
Rob gets it.
And that belt would have still stayed in the Draw. If Jay hadn't stuck his fat nose in Sammy D's business, the Draw still would have had the OTT Championship in the Draw. And because of that, consequences had to happen.
He's 100% right. I don't know what you saw, Martin, but he's 100% right. Be Cool might have nearly hit Sam with a chair.
Though, that Jay, the world title's on the line. That dude had the best year of his fucking life. You're telling me he shouldn't go all out to win the world title?
Are you telling me he didn't want to keep the title in the Draw, or he wanted to?
He would have by winning it.
So why wasn't Trent Seven lying on that table?
It's just, friendly fire.
I make my point.
You want to make points? All right, then. Talk about supremacy. Tell me. All the Draw got up in individual singles matches with the weakest link. Go on, tell me what happened that night.
Yeah, who won all the matches?
Jay won his match.
Yeah.
Proving he would have won the OTT World title and kept it in the Draw. Jay was 100%. Not the weakest link.
Yeah. Who did he beat?
Sammy D.
So who's the weakest link?
Barry.
Barry won his match.
Fluke.
Barry won his match.
I remember that.
Out of the 4 members of the Draw, because Charlie certainly was not there, out of the 4 members of the Draw who fought on supremacy, who lost their match?
Sammy D.
Therefore, leading to your weak link.
All right, you want to talk about weak link? Then go on. You were at the next show. Then what happened at the next show? Talk about weak links.
I was at SmackDown. I was there, and I'll make a point about this as well. Sammy D came out and he did this big meeting and he went off on the Draw, and he was 100% right. He was right about every single thing that he said about each member of the Draw, and he came to Be Cool. And he talked about how influential Be Cool was to the Draw and how he kept things going. How he's after winning the local rumble, he's number 1 contender for the World Championship. And then Sam had to go and demand for Be Cool to give him that title shot. Why? Because Be Cool
Sam
won that title shot fair and square.
Sam has beaten Trent.
Be Cool earned that shot square and fair. Fair and square, not square and fair.
But the thing is, do you think that even if he's earned that shot, do you think that Be Cool is the realistic challenger for Trent Seven's championship?
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Really and truly doesn't. If I go back to last year's Royal Rumble, right? Or this year's Royal Rumble, what's that? Where you have Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble, right? Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble, but he turns around and he goes, No. I'm not the right man for the job. No, not me. No. I'm the worst man for the job. I cannot beat Roman Reigns. So I'm going to give it to Ted DiBiase. Why? Why did Barry go through all that work just to go, oh, no. I don't want that title shot at all. Here, you take it.
Do you know why?
What's the point of it?
Because any good member follows their leader.
Okay, if Jay had won that title, if Jay had won that local rumble, would he have given the title shot to Sam?
100% he would have given it up to Sam.
He absolutely
We've
would.
had Jay on here, and he says, you listen to Sam. Follow Sam.
100%.
Don't go against
to a certain degree. To a certain degree. When it comes to your own career, No person is ever going to turn down that opportunity to become a world champion. Nobody. Whether it's for the greater good, whether it's for the draw, it doesn't matter. You're never going to turn down that opportunity. I could offer Rob Gould a championship match at any stage, at any time, any place he wants. You're telling me he's going to ring a professional wrestler and go, come here, will you actually take that shot? I don't want to take it. No, I don't want to be a world champion. Not all. No, not me. No.
The thing about that is, if I was a part of the draw and Sam was my leader and he wanted the shot, you listen to your leader because he's the one with the plan, and the plan always stays on top because the draw would always remain on top.
I call bullshit on that straight away. Absolutely.
So go on, what happened, Carmel? When Barry didn't give Sam what he should have given Sam, what happened?
Sam threw a hissy fit.
A hissy fit.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
A hissy fit. A hissy fit.
That's exactly what happened.
That was more than a hissy fit. That was teaching Biko a lesson. You do not mess with the draw. You do not mess with Sam. When he wants something, he gets it. He will get that opportunity against Trent Seven when it comes to Scrapper Mania.
Sammy D got annoyed that Barry decided to stick up for himself. That Barry decided that what he won was going to be his. And that was the opportunity of Trent Seven for the world title at Scrapper Mania. So, Sam, as I said, threw AC fit and decided to get Charlie Sterling involved, where they threw Be Cool through a table. But did anybody notice anything else while that was happening?
I watched two other guys follow their leader.
I watched two other guys not get involved.
They need to. Charlie's got it. Sam's got it. They did not need to get involved.
Who did Sam ask to throw Barry through the table?
Adam was. I spoke to Adam afterwards in the DMs. He said his arms were just. He had a big night at the gym. His arms were just feeling a little sore that night. He wasn't going to be able to lift Barry up.
I call bullshit.
So go on, what happened then, Carmel? Go on.
They had to get an injured Charlie Sterling to do Sammy D's dirty work because he's the only one that follows his leader in Sammy D. The only one. Adam Axe has become great friends with Be Cool. Jay has even kind of stepped aside and kind of gone, whoa, which tells me all I need to know about Jay. That if Jay had won that local rumble, he would have never, ever, 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 ever given that shot to Sammy D. Never, ever.
He 100% would have. We've had Jay in an interview say you follow what Sam says.
You follow what Sam says to a certain extent.
For the draw.
To a certain extent. Emmett is the leader of this podcast and will always be the leader of this podcast, no matter what anybody says. Right? We can agree on this.
Okay.
Emmett is the manager of this podcast.
Yeah.
So in effect, he's the leader. If I ever won a number one contender for a championship at any place, any promotion, anywhere, do you think I'd be giving that to Emmett? And I know you're the same, Martin. I know you're the same, Rob. And I know Will's the same. I know the Weekly Controversies boys are the same. Not a hope we give him a 10.
If Emmett wanted a shot, I would give it to him because he would be the leader of the Five Marks and Weekly Controversy group. Because he is the leader.
Rob, just relax. Relax. You're spitting shit. I can't listen to it.
Well, this brings us up to where we are now with the announcement from the sit down. Barry has, after all of this, after everything you said, it didn't matter because Barry's put a shot on the line. It is the draw versus Be Cool. The draw win. Sam gets Trent for the OTT World Title.
This goes back to Poetry Slam, which is kind of where this story starts. I know it starts a little bit before that, but this is where the story starts. Is when Barry asked for that NLW Championship opportunity, but if he lost, he'd lose his career. This is exactly what he's done again. Why? I can't tell you. He either has confidence in himself, confidence in his team. I don't know. But either way, when you look at I want to get into the kind of the tag match itself in a minute. But either way, when you look at this tag match, whether Sam wins or whether Barry wins, they've already gone through a hard fought battle before they get to Trent 7. The only person that's coming out favorable in all this is Trent 7.
Mm-hmm.
That's not saying that whoever wins that tag team match can go on and beat Trent 7. Maybe they can. But Trent 7 is looking at this situation and he's laughing.
But again,
he's
like,
absolutely
after
laughing.
everything, he still said, yeah, fuck it. Opportunity's on the line. Why didn't he just hand it to him like he was supposed to?
No, make him work for it. Make him earn it.
And like I said months ago, because the stipulation being if Barry wins, the draw is done. The draw is over. Barry was gonna be the one to screw it all up. And be the possible demise of the draw.
So that begs the other question: who's on Team Barry?
Nobody.
Who the hell would
who's
Barry? Come on, man! Don't
I can actually give you 3 people that I reckon that are going to be on this team.
Go on.
Justy.
Okay.
Angel Cruz. And the last one is the most important. Jay.
On the draw?
He's going to leave the draw and join Barry.
I don't think so. If there's anyone I can see, I agree with your first two. Maybe a Justy, maybe an Angel Cruz. Could be a Joe Cabray.
I don't see a Joe Cabray because you remember that local Rumble spot as well where Joe tried to get rid of Barry in the last two in that local Rumble. Joe tried to take that opportunity for himself. So I can't see it being Joe Cabray. Could be Adam Maxted. It could be a 3-on-2 handicap match in Team Barry. Could have Adam Maxted and Jay going up against Charlie Sterling and Sam. It could be a 4-on-3 if Jay joins. I don't know. I just don't think the draw will have a full squad, and if they do, maybe someone will turn.
It's gonna be an interesting night, and this begs to the question then: when do we get the match? Are we gonna have to wait for Belfast?
It's the main event on that show.
Or are we doing the main event? You know,
it's the main event on that show. It's the same night.
Mm-hmm.
So as you said, it only brings in great things for Trent 7, bad things for the winner. But we know if the winner is Sammy D, he's going on to beat Trent anyways. So, but Barry, no,
it's happening, boys. No matter which way you look at it, it's happening.
And what happens if he loses?
Loses the match against Sam?
Yeah.
Sam goes on to fight Trent 7.
And what happens, hypothetically, after all that, he's just killed the fucking draw. The best thing in Irish wrestling, the best group in Irish wrestling, the money maker in Irish wrestling, and loses to Trent 7.
He gave it his all.
After killing the business.
That was Sammy D.
Who, hypothetically, who beat Sam? Who killed the draw? Who killed the house? Who killed the money? Who killed the business?
Be cool. All because Sam wanted that world title shot.
Should have gave it to him.
He shouldn't have given it to him.
He should.
If you earn that world championship opportunity, you take that world championship opportunity. Be Cool has worked just as long as Sammy D, possibly even longer, to get this opportunity. And now you want to take it away from him for no reason.
It's
but
not.
By the way, I will argue. By the way, Sammy D is rightfully owed his rematch for Trent 7. Mm-hmm. Rightfully owed that he's never had.
Mm-hmm.
And he can get that. He should have got that before now. He should have even maybe got that at Scrapper Mania, turning it into a triple threat. But The rightful number one contender is Be Cool. Be Cool gets that opportunity. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. If Paddy Morrow had won the local rumble, Paddy Morrow deservingly gets his number one contender match at Scrappermania. If anybody that had entered that local rumble had won that local rumble, became number one contender, rightfully is owed their shot at the world championship. I don't care who your leader is, who's telling you to give me their title shot, telling me to do what. If you win that local rumble, you're guaranteed your shot at Scrappermania against Trent Seven for the world championship. And that just so happens to be Beagle.
I'm nothing more to say on this situation. I know where I stand. I know my opinions and everything like that. So
stand wrong,
Mr. Gould. If you have any things you want to say or throw in, or we can just end on Carmel.
I just want to add one more thing, and this whole thing started Be Cool. He wanted to join the draw. He wanted to be as good as Sam. He wanted to be as good as Jay. He's not going to be as good as good as Sam or Jay, and that is why he should have done the easy thing, handed over his opportunity to Sam, for Sam to go on to Scrappermania to become the new OTT World Heavyweight Champion, and everything would have been right again. But no, he had to go and screw things up to the point of no return. And because of that, he is going to get his comeuppance. And it's going to be Sam that's still going to walk away as OTT World Champion, and the draw will still run OTT.
Carmel, any closing comments?
Oh, you done? Sorry, I was just checking my emails there. Wasn't paying attention. Yeah. Buy your tickets for Scrappermania and come see Barry become the new OTT World Champion. That's it. Thank you for joining us.
Well, go follow our socials. TheFiveMarks Pod, TheFiveMarks Podcast. It's been a good talk. Scrappermania, the end of Be Cool, the beginning of the draw again. It's going to be a great one. As Carmel said, get your tickets. Yeah. Carmel.
Yeah, we'll probably do a full Scrappermania preview as well coming up towards the show. So this conversation won't be over by the time we get there.
No. There'll be an actual war. We're actually there to slap each other. So
yeah, and once Emmett is here, if Emmett joins us as well, even more. Someone on my side.
Carmel, throw us out.
We have been the TheFiveMarks Pro Wrestling Podcast, and for another episode, we are officially ding, ding,